enthusiasm, which is something you need when you're playing on the road. I thought we did a lot of things better. We made some explosive plays on offense. We had good balance. Defensively, we got off the field on third down, stopped the run a little better. Still gave up a couple explosive plays and, had a couple ball security issues on offense, but things that we need to clean up. And I think, this time of year is when, players have to, choose to do the things they need to do to continue to improve and get better and create the right habits in practice so that you can not develop the kind of habits that start showing up in the game that are not, necessarily positives for your performance. And nobody feels great this time of year, so you got to kind of choose your energy and let your feelings follow that. And that's something that, we're certainly trying to get our players to understand and be able to do. Mississippi State, Mike Leach is, everybody knows about, the kind of offense they run, very pass-oriented offense, a lot of spread formations, do a really good job of executing it. But defensively, they've really played well this year. They're one of the top defensive teams, in the league. Play hard, very physical, got a little different kind of scheme. So this is really going to be kind of a little bit different kind of preparation for us on both sides of the ball relative to what we normally see. So it'll be very challenging for the players, and we definitely need to do a great job of getting them prepared for what they're going to see in this week's game.
Okay, we'll start with Charlie Potter.
Hey, Coach, just wanted to ask you how you would evaluate your pass rush in the first 5 games.
Well, I think, you guys probably look at pass rush as to how many sacks you get. I don't think we've had really good pass rush, but I also think that, when people 7-man protect, which is what they did a lot in the last game, you're not going to get a lot of pass rush with 4 guys rushing. I think sometimes it's relative to who you're playing against. I definitely think this is an area that we need to improve, and certainly an area that we're going to work hard on because it's going to be important in this game.
We'll go to Brett Hudson with Tuscaloosa News.
Coach, Slade was a very versatile athlete coming out of high school. What made him fit best at slot, and why do you think he fits that position?
Well, Slade's really quick. A lot of guys like Slade, become very effective slot kind of players because they're quick out of a break. They got good initial quickness, really good hands, very smart and heady in terms of their instincts and their ability to make quick decisions. So that's something that fit well for him. I know he played quarterback. He played all over the place in high school. But he's done a good job. He did a good job in the game, and he's one of the guys that I really was referring to when I said a lot of guys had to step up. I guess it's a good lesson for young players that, you're one play away from being in the game, and that's why it's important for you to prepare the way you need to prepare. So, but Slade's got some maturity and has some experience, and really stepped up well for us in the game.
Okay, we'll go to Michael Casagrande with AL.com.
Just wondering, how have you seen Mac's ability to handle adversity? How's that evolved over the years with him?
Mac's shown a lot of maturity in the way that he's played so far. This year, I think the more experience he gets, the more confidence that he has. We've got things that we left some plays on the field, I think, on third down in the game that we certainly need to improve on and work on, because that's been something that's been, a really positive thing for us. But Mac's been able to stay steady. He stays in a good place. Keeps his eyes in the right place, keeps making good choices and decisions, and I think that's when he's most productive, and he's done that on a very consistent basis, all year long.
We'll go to Dennis Dodd.
Yeah, Nick, what are the expectations for Slade? No one can, replace the guy that might be the best receiver in the country.
Well, I don't think – I think you said it. You can't replace a guy like Jaylen Waddle in terms of what his ability is, and it's no different than, losing Allen Iverson if your, guy scores 30, 40 points a game. He's, that kind of impact player. But we can do the things that he can do well, and he doesn't need to be anybody but himself. And we don't put expectations on him. We just want him to be the best player that he can be relative to what he can do. And how can we get some of our other players at the receiver position to step up and also do some things that they're capable of doing that would help us be able to continue to have success with the receivers that we have and the passing game that we've had so far and the balance that we try to create with that passing game on offense.
Cecil Hurd.
Coach, we haven't had a chance to talk to you since Saturday, and I was just curious if you had the opportunity to talk to Jaylen and what he said to you and what the doctors have said to you.
Well, I did talk to him after the game. They did the surgery that night. He's been in the hospital since. He's been pretty groggy. He was going to come and see me today, but he just got back, and I'm probably going to talk to him later today or tomorrow. But the surgery was very, very successful. The long-term prognosis for his surgery is very good. Derrick Henry had this surgery here. Kenyon Drake had this surgery here. It's a difficult timetable to know when a guy can come back from something like this. So that's something that's going to be ongoing, but probably 6 to 8 weeks before, he can really even start, real heavy rehab. Then, relative to your position, how fast can you come back after that is really, really up in the air.
We'll go to Tony Tsoukalas.
Nick, we saw Javon Baker make his debut the other day. What does he bring to the offense, and is he a guy, one of those guys you were talking about that could kind of step in at receiver? Yeah,
Javon is a big catch radius. He's got really good hands. Very physical player. I think with our young guys, the challenge with them has been, you guys have to be able to go out there and know what to do it with confidence, and get some consistency in performance. They're all capable, and those are the guys that we need to show some maturity now and being able to prepare for the game, know what to do, go out there and execute it. So, we can utilize some of the talents that they have, and he's certainly one of the guys that could help us do that.
We'll go to Mike Rodak with AL.com.
Similar to the last question, but Bryce and Trey Sanders also saw some time on Saturday. Just what did you see out of them when they were on the field?
I thought Bryce did a good job of handling the situation that he was in, and we really wanted to try and continue to try to get him some experience. I think he showed a lot of improvement from the first game that he played in up at Missouri in terms of his poise, and made a couple third down conversions that showed a lot of poise. Trey Sanders played well in the game, was explosive, had some good runs, somebody that we're going to have to continue to utilize his abilities, I think, now, and some other phases of the game as well.
Go to James Ogletree.
Yeah, Coach, it's been pointed out the difference between how effective defenses are at stopping Mississippi State in their air raid versus when they play zone as opposed to man. Why do you think that is such a strong or such a stark difference when playing zone? It seems to be more effective there.
Well, I think their concepts on offense are, this is one of the, I don't know what the best word to describe it. I don't know. It's not really exotic, but it's really, really a good system in terms of how they spread you on the field, the pattern concepts that they use, and I think that they do a really good job of coaching the quarterback when it's man-to-man and when it's zone, and how to take advantage of that. I think that people who have played really good zone against them break on the ball. I mean, you got to tackle well in space when you do that. You got to break on the ball, and you got to force them to sort of take some of the shorter throws and not make explosive plays on you, which they've shown the capability of doing when you're playing kind of man-to-man kind of concept. So I can't tell you exactly why that is. But when you're that spread out on the field and they've got 5 guys going out for a pass all the time and you're horizontally stretched like you are, when you play man-to-man, if somebody gets beat, you got an issue. And when you play zone, you got a better chance to play inside out and break on the ball.
Okay, we'll finish up with Steven.
Hey, Coach, when Byron Young enters the game, he has a lot of energy, makes plays in the backfield. What does he bring to a growing defensive line?
Well, Byron has really played well for us this year. I think he's lost some weight. He's got his quickness back. He shows a little more movement ability than some of the other guys that we have. And, I really do like the way he played, especially in this last game. So we certainly need some help, especially with, LeBron Ray still very questionable as to when he's going to come back. Byron, gives us a little mobility that we're certainly going to need, especially in a game like this.
All right, Coach, that's all we got. Thank you.
Thank you.